What's up, everybody? Poppin John here. Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe and click that bell so you can get notified anytime I upload a video. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down something we call mechanical movement. It's the concept of your body really looking like a machine. There's a big difference between attempting the robot and really looking like a machine. Right? So let's get into it. Here we go. So the concept of mechanical movement is the movement before the dime stop. Okay? It's the actual motion of the robot. Okay? So in order to make your body look like real machinery, the number one key is tension. Okay? So tension is when you're flexing your muscles, you have everything flexed, okay? You are basically making yourself look really rigid and stiff, okay? But the key to this mechanical movement is like a combination of force, like where you're pushing, and resistance. You're like forcing and resisting yourself at the same time. Okay? I promise that's gonna make sense after this video, all right? So, imagine a car, okay? So we're in a car, and if I push the brake and the gas at the same time, I'm pushing both all the way down to the ground, I'm pushing both at the same time, one thing that happens is I'm using all of my energy, okay, because I have the gas pedal all the way down. I'm not going anywhere, okay, so I'm just sitting there revving my engine or spinning my tires. What happens if I release the brake? So if I release the brake, I take off, okay, because I already got my wheels spinning, I'm using all this energy, and it's like, I'm taking off. If I release the brake 10%, okay? So I still have the brake 90% down, but I lift up the brake just a little bit, and I still have the gas all the way down. What happens is your car is pushing because it has all this force, but there's still that 90% resistance of the brake, okay? I know that's a lot of details, but what I'm trying to get to is the idea of pushing and having resistance at the same time, okay? So it's like moving with a flexed arm, moving your arm while it's flexed, okay? So what you have to realize is you're almost like releasing the brakes of your joints 10% to get this movement, okay? So I want you guys to understand that the spectrum of tension is 100% flexed, 0% flexed, okay? And what we need to do is get our body to understand this whole spectrum. Okay, so 100% flexed is this, boom. Okay, I got my legs flexed, my abs, my neck, my forearm, my biceps, my shoulders, my back, boom, everything's flexed. Okay, and I'm using a lot of energy. All right, the first movement that we're gonna learn is with the arms. We're gonna bring our arms up like this, okay? So we have this full flex. And then we're gonna release the brake 10%. And then back to 100%, okay? So all I'm doing is I'm releasing it just enough to move my arm, but it has this like real rigid tension, mechanical movement with the motion in between, okay? In my opinion, this is the difference between somebody that's kind of doing the robot, they're doing some dime stops, and they're moving, and they're in like robot character. It's the difference between this type of robot and somebody really looking like a machine, okay? Somebody really looking like, okay? There's a lot of force and like energy behind them. Look, I'm already sweating, okay? So the difference is the amount of energy and tension you're putting into your movement, okay? So let's take our hands from here. We're gonna go like this, okay? So we have our arms completely flexed, and we're gonna move them with that tension, okay? Okay, I'm really flexing my triceps, biceps, my forearms, everything's flexed. My wrists are flexed. Okay, the internal, like inside of my hand, my palm here is flexed. I'm really trying to use all that tension, and then I'm releasing, boom, 10% to do that move. Boom. Okay, boom. Let's go. Up, up, down, down, out, out, in. Okay, let's do that together. All right, shake it off. Let's get this flex on. Here we go. Boom! We're gonna go up first. So we got 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Feel the burn, all right? For real. If you had full flex and full tension while you were doing that, your back should already be sore. You should be like ready to quit. Please don't, all right? It takes time to get the stamina for this, but the concept is moving with 100% force and 90% resistance. Okay, so I'm resisting the movement, but I'm pushing enough to where it'll push through that resistance. Okay, it's a weird concept because it's just you. You know, there's nothing stopping you from moving, but it almost has the feeling of pushing on on a door, and the hinges are like super rusted. Okay, you're like, okay, so it has that same feeling, and it all has to do with tension and flexing your muscles. All right. So a really good drill is to find a motion, okay? Just like what we were doing, this up, up, down, down, out, out. Find a bunch of different motions, a bunch of different combinations that allow you to really focus on the tension, okay? Even with these bends, okay, I'm super flexed, all right? The cool thing about the flex, about this tension, is it's really easy to go from 90% to 100 with the resistance. So while I'm moving, I'm at 90%, and then boom, I go back into 100. So these dime stops are really like crisp, really like super clean and powerful because I'm already flexed. It's really easy to completely stop all that stuff when you're flexed. And that's where it adds this crazy like glitchy animated look in your robot, okay? So this is more advanced, all right? Definitely you want to learn your dime stops and everything before you get into all this tension, because the thing about the dime stop is like you're learning how to do these nice positions, okay? If you go right into all the tense, you know, flexing, it puts your body in like weird positions at first, okay? It's like you want to feel like you're completely flexed and you're in these weird positions. So it's important to like kind of find these really nice positions and be able to be flexed in those, okay? So I'm kind of like masking that I'm using that much energy. I don't want to look like I have my body like all flexed like this, okay? I want to be in positions that don't really look like I'm that tense, but I'm just as flexed, okay? I'm just as flexed in these positions as I am in this position, okay? But they're way more pleasing to the eye, and you're masking that. You're hiding that you're using all that tension, because you don't think about somebody flexing their arm with their hand like this, you know? You don't think about them moving into all these positions flexed, okay? But that's what gives it that really animated look, all right? The key is to think about that resistance, okay? I have this full 100% force, but if I don't have that resistance, that illusion doesn't happen. It's just moving in these lines. I use that robot also, but this super mechanical, tense movement, is it's a big difference between those two, okay? And when I see a dancer that does have this real tense, like real tension, you can see the difference. It's like night and day, okay? You can feel the energy from them, especially if you're like watching them live. You know, you get this eerie feeling that they're not human, okay? And that's one of the really magical things about popping and animation, is that you can really show these illusions with your body, okay? But the only reason that I've gotten there is through repetition of this idea, is touching that 100% flex, you know, that spectrum of tension. I've touched on that. That being said, I don't spend all my time there at 100%, because then all of your movements just really stiff, okay? So you want to find moments where you can snap out of it and you go into another style or something that has a contrast to that really rigid movement, okay? That's why I jump into waving out of robot a lot, because there's a huge contrast, you know, between those two styles. I'm super tense, boom, and then I go, okay? It goes from something really rigid and tense to something really flowy and liquid, and that's really pleasing to the eye. It has a nice illusion, okay? So, mechanical movement, all right? This goes into all body parts, all right? So we're talking about legs, we're talking about torso, we're talking about neck, arms, but be careful, because you don't want to just like, you know, go 100% for 15 minutes straight, because your body won't be able to handle it at first. Go like 30 seconds. Okay, so I want to do this drill with you guys. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on the full tension. I want you guys to follow along with me. We're going to go through a couple of patterns with the arms, and then we're going to go into some of these pivots and bends, okay? So here we go. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Both arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pivot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good, guys, all right? So, I was focused the whole time on the tension, okay? My shoulders are burning because we had our arms here for a little while. Really, really important to focus on the flex. Really flex your muscles, really tense everything up, and then you're releasing each joint that is gonna be moving. So if I'm moving my arm straight out, the joint that is releasing that 10% is my elbow, okay? Okay, and then if I'm doing this, coming up, I'm releasing here the joint in my shoulder, boom, all right? So you have to be conscious on which body parts you're moving and which joints you need to release a little bit of the tension. So in a nutshell, that is the concept. It's hard, it requires a lot of energy, so take your time with practicing this, you know. Practice it for a few times in a session and then leave it for the next day, okay? Because your body can get really tired, your muscles don't really know what's going on at first. And one way that I was able to kind of like supercharge my learning process when it came to mechanical movement was I used to do street performing, where I would be a full robot the whole time. So I really had to like understand how to develop the stamina, and I kind of like just push through all the pain. And yeah, so that is one way that you can do it. But if you guys are just starting out, definitely you know, touch on that full tension, like 15-20 seconds. Take a breather, shake it off, go into something else, and come back to it. Okay? Thank you guys. Have fun. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that lesson on mechanical movement. Super important. I use it all the time in my dance, and it takes a long time to really get it down and to build the stamina, you know, with that style or with that technique. And yeah, take your time practicing. I hope you guys have a good time. Hope you're learning. Again, if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you click the subscribe button and the bell to get notified when this guy uploads a video. And I hope you guys have fun. All right, Poppin John here. Peace!